This is the fallen angel Christopher Daniels, former TNA X Division champion and former TNA World Tag Team champion, and you are listening to the TNA Cross the Line podcast. Enjoy.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 217 of the TNA Crossline podcast. I am Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. In Dallas, it is a new era for TNA. It's the era of Captain Charisma because he is the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. That's right, folks. In our last episode, he defeated Jeffrey Jarrett. The reign of terror is over. At least for now. We have a new face to run the place. Christian freaking Cage. Dallas, how are we feeling about coming out of Against All Odds with a new world champion? He is not a mid-carder no more.
I think this is actually super exciting. As you said, it is a new era. I mean, we have been in this reign of terror of Jeff Jarrett's title reigns for, really since we left the asylum, right? There's been two little breaks. Raven had it for a brief time, and then AJ had it for even a briefer time. Actually, it was the opposite. It was AJ had it for the brief time, right? And then Raven got it.
Yeah, AJ had it for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Raven had it for like 3.
Yeah. So basically from May till September, Jarrett didn't have it. But 2 guys did. Styles had it for a month, and then Raven had it the entire internet era.
Which is like a big point to bring up here, right? Like he didn't have it in front of essentially anyone.
Yeah, I think the context is major there.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. So really arguably our biggest audiences that have been seeing it and biggest shows have been Jarrett until Against All Odds. And wait till we get into the notes about this. Dave points out some really interesting stuff and some reasoning behind the switch. So that's going to be a really fun conversation. But just, I don't know, dude. It's so exciting to finally see something fresh. It's not, and like, listen, love AJ Styles, but if it was just AJ beating him again, okay, we've seen that like 3 times. Like, we have a brand new NWA champion for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I think you could safely say that in terms of like Jarrett being the champion, that the main event scene, it became so stale because even really before Christian got there, I mean, who could beat Jarrett and have it be fresh? You know, Rhino beat him at Bound for Glory, and what is a good story for a show? And he promptly loses it 2 weeks later on the special impact or whatever. So then Jarrett immediately has it back. If we were to go back to this whole AJ thing, that's something that we've seen dating back to 2004, 2003 in the asylum where AJ beats him and then whatever. There's no real depth to it. I mean, like the whole Chris Harris thing in early 04 that they fumbled bad. Like Chris Harris should have probably won the title in April of 2004, and they pivoted to Styles instead. I mean, I believe in our interview, Harris even like told his family like he was going to win the title. And then shortly before they switched it.
Yeah, so, which is crazy. And yeah, as we watched along with that, I mean, I'd argue that was probably one of the it was like one of the first big oh shit, like they didn't want to do that, huh? Like, that was a bummer.
Yep. And then it's also kind of happening now in terms with Monty Brown. So what we saw in 2004 with Chris Ayres is now kind of returning Definitely in 2005, early 2005, when Jarrett was feuding with like DDP, Nash, and all that. But that was a clear as day. When AJ wins it at Hard Justice, I argue that should have been Monty Brown's spot. So just win it there, create this new guy, and have Monty Brown be the champion through the internet era.
I think that would have been perfect.
Like, honestly. Who cares? Like, at that point, who cares? You know, if you're worried about drawing fans to a TV show, it seems like a pretty good opportunity to put the title on Monty Brown and have him become a main event guy through your internet era. But I understand why they would have done Raven. Raven was kind of the internet wrestler.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
Internet liked Raven. So certainly back then, the whole ECW nostalgia running rampant. All that kind of makes sense. But now with Christian Cage as the champion, there is a level of freshness that is associated now with that. So let's just say that, Jeff Jarrett gets a rematch or whatever. There's other heels that Christian could potentially work with here. Obviously, Monty Brown is one. And on the pay-per-view itself, he had even mentioned, hey, I'm coming after the winner. Kind of seemingly reaffirmed his association with Jarrett, which I don't think anybody truly wants to see that. And then we also have guys like Abyss that could be thrown into the mix definitely. Here. TV matches maybe with like AMW single wise.
Yeah.
A double Austin Aries, Roderick Strong. Why keep it just the heavyweights? There's a ton of stuff here that Christian Cage could end up doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing the direction there. And let's see how Christian Cage handles being the top guy.
Yeah, and I think I'm really excited because, this is his first time being the top guy, right? And we're going to be able to see how he does with that, like you just said. And really, I do think this run is probably his breakout moment in his career. So it ends up obviously leading to much more stuff. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say it's definitely a breakout for him. For people to see him in a different light.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess, Bob, let's get into it. We are going to talk about Against All Odds, and we have a bunch of other stuff to talk about. But before we get into our Against All Odds notes, let's talk about what the readers of the Wrestling Observer newsletter thought about it. I believe we both gave it a thumbs up. Is that correct? Do you remember?
I want to say that is accurate. I remember saying it was definitely better than Final Resolution.
I will try to pull it up to confirm. However, my iPad is not working very good right now. It's going very slow. I don't even have the card up like I normally do for the shows. So it's going really great. It's loading, so I'm just going to assume we said a thumbs up. So, Bob, what did you think that the Wrestling Observer readers thought? Did they give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a thumbs in the middle? I'm
going to say they went thumbs up.
Yeah, so 99.5% gave it a thumbs up, which is 186 people. 0 gave it a thumbs down, and one person, one asshole, gave it a thumbs in the middle, so 0.5%. We're in the middle.
That figures.
It's absurd.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. I don't know if you...
I don't know, bro. I'm
not feeling it. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know if you have the card in front of you, but we're not going to read down the whole thing necessarily. But what do you think was the best match on the show?
That's a good question. Well, I would assume that they went with Joe Daniels Styles.
Correct, they did. By a very large margin. However, in second was the Jeff Jarrett Christian Cage match, which I do think it was one of Jarrett's best title defenses. I think it went very well.
I agree with that.
What about the worst match?
James Gann against LAX.
That's right. Homicide and Machete. That's the only one that was voted there. So, pretty straight down the middle here. Sometimes we have 4 different matches listed, but so not today. Okay, so let's get into it. this is gonna be fun. So on the February 20th, 2006 Observer newsletter here, Dave says how Cage defeated Jeff Jarrett to headline a Strong Against All Odds pay-per-view before the usual full house of 900 fans on February 12th at Universal Studios in Orlando. For whatever this is worth, our response level was down 11% from last month's show, which, all things considered, if that drop holds up, they shouldn't be unhappy with coming off their record show. So I thought that was kind of interesting because it was very positive, but apparently at least he had less of a response. The idea behind the NWA title match is that after all the complaints last month about run-ins and ref bumps, there would be none underneath. They even promised no run-ins during the main event, but didn't quite deliver that, as there were a couple of Gail Kim interference spots, but they did help the match. Throughout the show, they had Larry Zbyszko with Dave Hebner working as his shadow, telling everyone that anyone who came to ringside or interfered would be fired. No questions asked. Zbyszko said there would be no interference. Kim came out with Jarrett anyway, and then when Kim did interfere, it was explained that she was doing it behind the ref's back. They had a few ref bumps and did the usual near fall sequences out of them. In a sense, it was booked in the end to be the predictable Jarrett match with a different twist. Earl Hebner, which by the way, who was the referee, was made ref so that people would expect the champion to retain via screw job. Now, we of course noticed when he hit the edge. Remember, he almost did it.
That's right.
Which was ridiculous. They went through all those spots, including Jarrett using a guitar shot behind the ref's back, leading to a big pop when Cage kicked out. Cage reversed a stroke into the unprettier at 16 minutes 14 seconds to capture the title, and TNA arranged a cool visual at the end with fans hitting the ring and carrying Christian on their shoulders as the show went off the air. The feeling was that they needed to have a big celebration to get over the impact of the title change, which, I mean, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty cool. So I think they succeeded at that. Overall, the show was exceedingly well received. The first half was nothing special, but only one bad match on the card. The second half was really good. While some would question the real significance of the title, they did a great job the entire show of getting it over. Jarrett did good interviews. Cage did great interviews, particularly the one right before he went out to the ring. It was emphasized that it was the biggest night of his 12-year career, and that they even played off his mid-carder role in WWE, and in the bullet points noted that there was no glass ceiling holding him back. The match wasn't the best bout on the show, or second best, but the aura surrounding it led to the kick out when Jarrett didn't win, and the 3 count at the end to have the crowd truly explode in a manner TNA crowds only have a few times in history. So, pretty exciting stuff, but it feels like a trend here. There were certainly a lot of chaos leading up to Against All Odds. We got some drama going on here backstage and stuff. So this is and we're gonna talk about this multiple times during today's show and during our next show, most likely. So you're gonna hear this quite a bit. So with a major storm on the horizon, TNA officials alerted all talent working indies on February 11th, so the day before Against All Odds, to cancel their dates and fly out when they could. So a legit storm, I'm assuming, is what he's talking about here. Larry Zbyszko had to pull out of a date in Boston. The entire Dave Hebner show in Virginia was canceled, since much of the crew were booked on the pay-per-view. Terry Taylor told Gabe Sapolsky that the TNA wrestlers were being pulled from his show in Lake Grove, New York. This is Ring of Honor, of course. Five were scheduled as Jay Lethal, Alex Shelley, Homicide left for Orlando. Roderick Strong and Austin Aries, who are the ROH Tag Champions at the time, although they were not scheduled for a defense, did not leave. Hold on to that. They stayed at ROH. They did not come back.
But they weren't scheduled for a title match?
On the Ring of Honor show, yeah.
But they were booked.
I mean, I'd have to assume.
Okay.
So just hold on to that. We're going to be talking a lot about that.
Okay.
So they did manage to get a flight out of New York right before the airports closed and made it to the show. However, he's talking about all of them. However, management was nothing less than furious at them for risking the show. A backup plan was booked with. So this is, I believe, about talking about Strong and Aries here. So there was a backup plan was booked with David Young and Elix Skipper taking their place against the Naturals. While time will tell what happens, and time usually heals all wounds. Although in this case, they are deep, and it may be quite a bit of time. The Aries Strong mini push looks to be over. We'll be talking more about that, so hang on to that thought. Likely through the company also is, shocker, Apollo, because he worked on February 11th for IWA in Puerto Rico, and we've talked so much about his airplane. Essentially, he lies. He misses his flights. Blah blah blah. Well, they must have tried to fly him in for the pay-per-view, because obviously Machete was there, which I'm going to mention in a second. Well, he never showed up to take the plane. Like last month, he called ahead and said his flight was canceled. However, unlike last month, when he claimed similar problems, this time TNA checked and his flight was not delayed. He even told people in Puerto Rico that there was a bomb scare at the airport, but there was no such thing, as that was also easy to check. There was one report that he missed the flight, but went to the airport to fly standby, but couldn't get on the later flight. Now, Apollo is known for not liking to do jobs, as that has been an issue in Puerto Rico. But he's worked TNA in a bottom role doing jobs regularly. The plan was for him to do the job in the match, and afterwards have Conan and Homicide turn on him, although he likely wasn't aware of that. Because they essentially wanted to write him off because they're sick of his shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a Florida-based independent wrestler named Ricky Vega, which ends up being Machete, was backstage at the last tapings, was there and asked to fill the spot. So they used the name Machete. He mainly works for a Coastal Championship Wrestling and is believed to be from the Miami area, although he's worked for 3PW in the Northeast. Names like Loki and Ricky Banderas have been banded around as possible replacements. There was talk on the 214 taping, which we're about to be watching, about bringing in Banderas, but him and IWA have agreed to the deal. But of course, as this ends up happening a lot, politics got in the way because Jeff Jarrett and Dutch Mantel are currently doing business with WWC, so they would not greenlight Banderas coming in because IWA, WWC drama, you know?
Sure. So they're going to have basically Apollo be kicked out of the group, and they don't think that he knew that.
Correct. That makes it sound like there wasn't a reason why he should have known it, essentially.
Now my next question is, did Conan know that?
I guess I don't know.
Because I feel like if Conan knew that, he would have told Apollo.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Look out for the boys. So
yeah, although but it still is like a little weird because it's not like what he being Apollo did isn't unlike him. He seems to do this a lot.
Yeah, but he might especially not want to go if he is not only losing, but then is basically losing his job.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's doing the job twice.
Yeah, true.
I don't think he wants to do that. So, just interesting there.
Right. Okay, let's do our a quick rundown and star ratings of Against All Odds. And then let me just double check here. I think we have a couple other interesting things to discuss before we get into the show. Yes, only a couple others after. So
I want to look up this, as you're doing yourself here, I'm going to look up that Ring of Honor show.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be good.
I don't know if it's something you're going to note, but I'm just going to look it up anyway.
I don't know if I have more notes on that show specifically.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge that I can remember. I was also reading these at 1 last night. So, okay, so we did not see the pre-show. However, there were 2 pre-show matches, and there is a note about them. So Ron Killings pinned A1 in 1 minute and 43 seconds after an axe kick. They botched a spot bad and went right to the finish way early. Not a good showing for A1 at all. So apparently that did not go well. Lance Hoyt and Cassidy Riley and Shark Boy defeated Shannon Moore, David Young, and Elix Skipper in 5 minutes 49 seconds. Basic match story is that Moore and the Diamonds weren't on the same page. First, the Diamonds wouldn't tag Moore into the match. When Skipper had Hoyt pinned, Moore made the save by kicking Skipper. Skipper then attacked Moore, finished on Moore, then distracts Skipper, and he turned around into Hoyt, delivering the Texas Time Bomb, a back suplex into a chokeslam for the pin. Decent is what he rates that one.
Decent.
Yeah. Okay, on to the main show. The Naturals, Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, defeated Roderick Strong and Austin Aries in 10 minutes 29 seconds. The first big spot was Stevens doing a shooting star press off the top rope to the floor onto Strong and Aries, which was shocking to me. I just did not expect Chase Stevens to do this. Unfortunately, during this, Aries' leg buckled in an ugly way underneath him, which I didn't think we noticed, at least right away during the show. I can't remember. His knee popped out, but apparently it wasn't that serious, but sure looked horrible. It's believed he suffered a strained ligaments, but was able to work TV 2 nights later. So, spoiler, we're going to see Austin Aries. Yeah. He did limp around during the ending of this match. They did a series of near falls, but it was sloppy in spots. Douglas pinned Aries after the double team natural disaster. Dave gives this 2 stars. Next up, Jay Lethal won a 4-way over Matt Bentley, Alex Shelley, and Petey Williams in 10 minutes 39 seconds. You could see this match was booked to elevate Lethal from a jobber into a player that they gave him a lot of spots where he looked good. We noticed the same thing, that this was definitely a Lethal showcase match.
Well, as soon as he won, I was like, well, he signed the contract or something, because he's definitely getting a push now.
Yep. They did the spot they do in every Bentley-Williams confrontation where Williams is mesmerized by Tracy's boobs and lost focus. Dave says, speaking of boobs, Jackie Gata came out and started slapping the hell out of Bentley for filming her. For his filming her. While this was going on, Lethal pinned Williams with a bridging pin, 2.5 stars.
I feel like the ratings are a little low.
Yeah, well, remember, he did say in the beginning he was not as good. So we're going to be picking up here. Not this next one, though. The James Gang beat Machete and Homicide in 5 minutes, 59 seconds. Conan was interfering constantly. Kip James kept up his reputation for most ridiculous look. Now, I will say, I generally take out what he says about Kip James because I think it's silly. But because he talks about his shorts being too small and stuff. But, like, that's kind of, like, his look. So
that's the gimmick, isn't it?
But literally, he's been saying shit like this for months but I think it's so silly. But
it's literally the gimmick. I mean, he's an ass man, so he's gonna wear something that
he talks about him wearing his pigtails and stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
so I usually leave that out. But
I'm pretty sure Meltzer had like an issue with the Goldust character. I think anytime a male shows maybe a feminine persona or something,
right,
or a characteristic, I don't think Dave likes that.
Interesting. I mean, it could be a product of the time too. But maybe he's warmed up to it.
Well, in the example, like Goldust was like, I mean, I know they had done stuff with like Adrian Adonis years before, but Goldust was like really amplified. That type of stuff, family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I don't think Meltzer liked it. And I know like Pro Wrestling Illustrated would always bash it.
Really?
In the magazine. So, yeah.
Interesting. In that match, BG pinned Machete with a pump handle slam. Machete didn't look good, he says. Well, nobody did here. Post-match, Conan used the slapjack on BG when Bullet Bob ran in and Conan jumped out of the ring, basically said he'd choose the time. Conan got a lot of heel heat, which is pretty difficult to get in Orlando unless you're Jeff Jarrett. He gives this 3.25 stars.
I would just give it a star. I don't like the quarter stars though.
I don't like when it's like 3.25. It's like, what?
Yeah, I can understand half. Like half a star.
It feels like it makes more sense to me.
But when you go like, I think I very rarely do a 3.25. But that's like, you're really like a 4 3/4 match. Like, come on, just give him the 5.
Yeah, well,
just give him the 1.
You'll be saying that again in a second. Chris,
great. I know the triple threat thing.
yeah. Chris Harris and James Storm retained the NWA tag titles over Sanjay Dutt and Chris Sabin in 10 minutes 43 seconds. Even though Sabin had somewhat recovered from his ankle injury, which they think. So since injury aired the night before on TV, they made it a focal point on the match, which they worked a lot. They worked on his ankle most of the way. He even says it. Storm hit Dutt with a super kick, and they gave him the death sentence on him for the pin. Unfortunately, Sanjay Dutt suffered a concussion from that move because after the match, he didn't remember the post-match beatdown. He was handcuffed in the corner. Harris got the chair, but Sabin got it from him and chased AMW out. So, I guess I'll give you another slight spoiler. They're both kept off TV because of these injuries. So we will not see them on at least this taping.
Oh, Dutt and Sabin.
Yeah, because Dutt aggravated his ankle, and Dutt got the concussion. So.
Well, I'm glad they didn't have Dutt out there if he has a concussion.
Mm-hmm. Right. He gave that match 3 stars, by the way.
Yeah, see that's probably a fair rating. Me going into that, I was like, this could be a 4.
Yeah, I feel like we were a little bit let down with how much they were like working the ankle, but
that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. After that match, they did an angle here where Jarrett was going to do a promo, and Monty Brown came out. He was mad about not getting a title shot. Jarrett agreed to give him the next shot, and they shook hands. We've seen this so many fucking times. That's
at least the second time.
At least. I think it might even be 3 or 4, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I know for sure because he was always like, might as well just join him when he originally turned heel. Because like the whole context of it was they shook hands and Monty Brown was like, I'm only doing this so I can get a title shot. And then Jarrett was like, yeah, absolutely. And then Rhino beat him. And he's like, oh, okay, great.
Yep. Well, they did this because to entirely make people think that Jarrett was going to win. Which fair, because it's fucking Jeff Jarrett in a title match.
I think that kind of made me feel like Jarrett was definitely losing.
Well, yeah, I think once you're smartened up a little bit, it kind of is like they're doing that opposite thing on you where you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. After that, Rhino pinned Abyss in 15 minutes, 25 seconds. He says this match turned the show around and tore the house down live. In fact, this had way more heat than the 3-way. Just a great brawl all over the building, both heated and intense. Funny because the first spot was botched. Rhino tried to pull the guardrail with the idea of jumping off the apron over the rail to Abyss. The rail didn't come in enough, and Rhino decided to leap over the apron, and it wasn't the best idea in the world. So remember, because we were like, why did he just jump like that? Yeah. Anyways, there's tons of spots in this match. They juice. There's tables. It's crazy stuff. Now, of course, the biggest moment in the match. They were up in the upper deck area. Abyss kicked in the wall, so it was non-existent. Fucking destroyed it. 4 tables were laid out underneath. So Rhino then gored Abyss, but held onto the rail so he didn't go over. Abyss took the bump off the upper deck through 4 tables. It looked spectacular, but probably wasn't as dangerous as it looked. Rhino climbed down and got the pin. Both men got standing ovations when it was over. He gives this one 3 3/4 stars. It was pretty good.
It was, it was. I mean that. See, I don't know.
It's the kind of brawl that I want on a pay-per-view. I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean that's a high rating for those guys.
The crowd was so into it though, and I think that helps. And I think that's what that's got to help be based on.
That's probably fair.
Right, that's how it is to me. I feel like
because I think it was. Yeah, I think even watching it was noticeable. Like, okay, the crowd actually cares about this angle or this feud or whatever. No, I agree with that.
Next up, Samoa Joe retained the X Division title in a 3-way over Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles in 16 minutes, 6 seconds. Not quite at the level of their 9/11 match at Unbreakable, but still an excellent match. It wasn't easy for them as the crowd was polite and knew the match was good, but it was hard to follow the finish of the previous one. Of course, there was tons of great spots in this. If you want to hear the entire breakdown, check out the Against All Odds episode. But the finish saw Joe knock Daniels to the floor and pin Styles after a muscle buster. 4 1/4 star. So, very good rating still.
That's lower than Unbreakable.
Yes, because Unbreakable was 5.
Right. And that's what I said. I said Unbreakable was better, but you said that match was better.
I almost feel like I need to watch them back to back, like not like months apart, like we just did, but like truly back to back because they were both like really good matches. And
I think you're the type of guy that whatever is the latest thing you've seen, that's the best match.
it might be the best.
Because it's fresh in your brain.
It does. I mean, it certainly helps, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
There's others where I'm like, oh no, the first match was better, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It was good regardless. Check them both out. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, Unbreakable is definitely the better match. But I mean, if you're gonna compare the two, then yeah, Against All Odds is like the quote unquote weaker, but it's also more times than not going to be the strongest match on your card.
Yeah, we're comparing
just as it was here.
We're comparing apples and apples here, Bob.
Because I mean, literally, we're comparing a 5-star match to a 4 1/4. 4 1/4.
Yeah, I mean, come on. See, but as we discussed at Unbreakable, it was literally the only 5-star match he ever rated a TNA match until literally 2023.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then he's done what 2 in like 4 months.
Then there was another one. There was just a 5 and a, what was it, 5 and a, I don't know. I texted you. It was 5.5 or 5 1/4 or something.
5, yeah.
It was, and of course, if you guys aren't caught up in current day Impact TNA wrestling, it was Will Ospreay and Josh Alexander. I mean, they were like really, really fantastic matches. So,
yeah,
like, Bob, you probably haven't seen them. I think you should watch them. I mean, they're really good.
They've had what 2?
They've had 2, and they were awesome. And I think they both might be on their YouTube commercial free because the one that was on the episode of Impact. It was, I think, the second episode. Was it the second or the first episode of Impact coming back? TNA Impact. They put it on YouTube commercial free. So I turned off my DVR one and I went to YouTube because I watched it the day after or whatever. And I watched it on YouTube because it was longer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nice. It was like 26 minutes, I think, or something. Like, it was pretty good. Okay, 2 more matches. Team 3D defeated Bobby Roode and Eric Young in 13 minutes, 12 seconds. As good as Christian's promo were on the show, Bubba Ray Dudley, or Brother Ray, did a promo before this match that blew everyone away. Dave says it was almost top of the line McFoley caliber. I don't know if I remember it being that good, but
I don't even know what he's talking about.
There's a backstage promo. He did I think they did like an interview before, like right before the match.
I know, but I feel like if it's something that memorable, I would at least remember what he's talking about.
That's what I mean.
I have no idea.
To start the match, Team 3D jumped Team Canada. They did not come out their normal tunnel. Eventually in the match here, Young missed a moonsault, and then Roode accidentally clotheslined him. Young was pinned after the 3D. Post-match saw AMW do a run-in and tease putting Bubba through a table, but Ron Killings made the save. 3 1/4 stars. Then next up, the main event. The one we already discussed pretty heavily, so a little bit less here. But Christian Cage pinned Jeff Jarrett in 16 minutes, 14 seconds to win the NWA World Heavyweight title. Let's see. Jarrett eventually here. So Earl Hebner was knocked out. Mark Johnson ended up being the referee. He then gave Johnson a low blow, which we discussed. I'm pretty sure we discussed this. Is very confusing and doesn't make any sense because in TNA at this time, titles can technically change hands via disqualification, or at least they used to, but it was never brought up and wasn't talked about here. So, but anyway, so why would you give the ref a low blow? I mean, pretty risky on Jarrett's part and doesn't really make sense. I think we're kind of past that, at least to my knowledge, theoretically, but although I guess you can't disqualify him if he's knocked out because his nuts hurt. So
he would probably have a rough idea of who did it. Right?
You'd think so.
I don't think I've ever been hit in the nuts and I've been unconscious because of it.
You're not a referee, Mo. Anyway, Jarrett went for the stroke, but Christian turned it to the unprettier for the pin. It was really a hell of a pop for the finish and a great show ending where they set up people hitting the ring, filling the ring and carrying Christian. 3 1/4 stars.
Oh, only 3 1/4.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel it. That was just, as we've talked about in the past, wrestling is about the moments, right? And this was a big one. And I think it was also a pretty good match, especially a Jarrett title defense match.
Yeah.
I think this was a really good one. I mean, I would argue this is probably a higher of the ratings of his Jarrett title defense matches. But regardless.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking it'd be at least 3.5. Three and a quarter seems.
See, he's doing that quarter thing, man.
I know, but I don't know. I try to avoid the quarters.
Right.
As much as I can.
Bob, I got 2 more notes for you. That covered up our against all odds discussion. Let me talk to you. Actually, I do have a note here about that Ring of Honor show.
Okay.
One more. So I'm going to do that first, and then I have one final one, which I think is really interesting, and it's kind of fun just to think about it. And as far as our timeline here, so there were a lot of issues on that February 11th show in Lake Grove, New York, because there was a snowstorm. That's the storm that was coming, causing havoc. So they announced that Lethal Homicide Shelley not being there because TNA pulled them, but noted Austin Aries and Roderick Strong were staying. Now, there was a big surprise on this show, and it was the return of CM Punk. Punk made the deal with Gabe Sapolsky, approaching Sapolsky with the idea to do a farewell when Sapolsky was in Lurch when Low-Ki pulled out. Punk asked Tommy Dreamer for permission to do the date, and he agreed under these conditions. So he couldn't be advertised. He couldn't do a job. It was a one-time thing, and he couldn't be in the ring at any time with anyone from TNA. So it's pretty interesting. Now, this exploded at Raw 2 days later.
I bet.
Dreamer agreed to it, but never told John Laurinaitis or anyone else, and then went to England over the weekend to do an indie date. At TV, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon went to him and asked him why he allowed a WWE wrestler to do a show that included so many TNA wrestlers. So, there's that for you.
That's wild.
Yeah. Okay, for my final note. There's this new perspective wrestling promotion, Bob. Up and coming promotion called Wrestling Society X. And they're debuting with a TV pilot taped for MTV on February 9th in Los Angeles. So I think this is like, I just don't think about that this was like in this timeline right now. So like,
I thought it was later.
So did I. Now, you're wondering, Dallas, why the fuck does this affect us?
I wonder if it airs later.
That could be it. We'll have to do a check on that. But anyways, if you're unfamiliar with what this show is, it was on MTV. It was a 30-minute show, and I mean, so essentially, I don't know how to say this guy's name. Let me see, Kevin Kleinrock of Big Vision Entertainment. He formerly worked with Rob Black's old XPW. In recent years, has produced and been involved in the distribution of many pro wrestling DVDs, including Pro Wrestling Insiders, Shoot Interviews, and the Hardcore Homecoming DVD. Which is why I know the Big Vision Entertainment name, because of Hardcore Homecoming. I believe it's on the back of them. Now, the show will be edited over the next few weeks, and if MTV likes the product, they will likely purchase 12 more 30-minute episodes to make a first season, and would be shot over a 2-week period, daily over a 2-week period. So they literally just shoot it every single day. This is like, it's like so fascinating to me. I actually end up cutting quite a bit out of this because we're not a Wrestling Society X show. Coming soon, but we tempting. Anyways, why is it affecting us? Why is we're talking about Wrestling Society X on a TNA podcast? Well, there were plenty behind the scenes notes that have resulted in some real heat behind the new group in TNA. So apparently, Delirious, who was scheduled for the taping, pulled out and may be signing with TNA. The story was here that Delirious believe that they were signing for one, or he and someone else were signing for one taping, but by signing there was an option for the season, which means that they couldn't go to TNA or WWE until the end of the season, which neither him or the other guy was willing to do. So basically, they couldn't go anywhere until the show aired. Right? It's kind of weird. Now, TNA also tried to keep Sean Waltman from doing the taping, although he has never signed a TNA contract, and because TNA hasn't used him since his match with Raven last month. Ultimately, they could not stop him, which, duh. Waltman worked the show anyway, and apparently was getting a huge guarantee, as in far more than he earns per date with TNA. However, this is where it starts to get more and more interesting. Terry Taylor was at the show, and he flew home before the show after a discussion with new TNA CEO Kevin Day. Taylor tried to tell Day that he was not appearing on camera, only helping out backstage, and that Frank Dickerson, the previous CEO, had approved him coming in. So he approved it before the new CEO came in, blah, blah, blah. Day implied that if Taylor, who doesn't have a contract with TNA, worked the show, he couldn't guarantee that he'd still have a job. And you're probably like, why do they care so much about Terry Taylor? Well, TNA wasn't happy with someone who knew all the contract information on TNA talent would be in a management position with this group. There had been talk of Kleinrock doing a very different style of wrestling project with TNA, but now that looks to be impossible. So, I mean, it is kind of a big deal. I mean, if he's got contract information stuff and then he's going to essentially be in a management position here, that can get a little tricky.
Yeah, I would say so. I just find it fascinating that TNA is treating Wrestling Society X as a potential competitor.
I guess they don't really know what it is at the time, right? I think in hindsight, like, there's no way.
Hindsight, for sure, there's no way.
Right? But at the time, it's like, well, they're bringing in, like, top indie talent. And, I mean, just, okay, so it's down here, right? Just some names they got here. Waltman, Vampiro, Puma, PJ Polanco, Chris Hamrick, Teddy Hart, New Jack, Lone Star, Chaos. I mean, there's tons of, like, indie guys, and, like, Jack Evans, Matt Sydal. Dude, there's, like, tons of people. As you know, I mean, you obviously know. But it's so weird because essentially they, like, shuttled people to, like, this secret location to film this. They paid the people to be excited. It's just so interesting.
Yeah, I remember seeing a commercial for Wrestling Society X, and at first I was intrigued because it's like, here's a piranha match and, like, exploding tables and stuff. But then I saw the ring announcer screaming his brains out, running circles in the ring to introduce people.
That's your favorite part.
And I checked out. I was like, I'm not going to do this.
I had some friends who were, like, super into it. And, like, I was like, I don't know if I can watch this.
You know, and another thing that annoyed me too is it was a half hour. What can you do in a half hour?
Well, you can show clipped matches,
which I hate. I despise that.
Yeah.
So that was another reason. It's like, I'm not gonna watch that. Just make it and I want to say they did 2, like, back-to-back half-hour episodes. So just make it a fucking hour.
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
Well, it only lasted one. It was, as the DVD says, the first and final season.
Yeah.
And it has, like, the unaired finale on the DVD and shit. It's, like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyways, you'll see some reviews from me from that coming to WrestlingRecaps.com soon.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that for 13 years. It has not happened.
I think you're going to be surprised one day.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Like, in the drafts, it's going to say Wrestling Society X review, and there's going to be nothing in it. Just a draft of an empty post.
Yeah, buddy.
You just got the title written out.
Well, Bob, that is all I got to kick us off. I'm going to have a very difficult time with the show. I'm going to just warn you now, as far as notes go, because my stuff is not cooperating. So this is going to be very difficult for me.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to just kind of talk about this Ring of Honor show real quick.
Outside
of the indie notes. So it's unscripted too. The previous unscripted had happened, I believe, in 2002. And that featured a really good street fight between Paul London and Michael Shane, also known as Matt Bentley, about 4 years ago. But the whole idea of unscripted is nothing is planned. And obviously, in this case, a lot of guys were pulled from the show. So you don't really know what's going to happen. A lot of guys, as a result, worked double just to fill out the show. And on the show, where Austin Aries and Roderick Strong did not leave on time, but still made their commitment to TNA, I figured we can at least see what they did. So on the show, Nigel McGuinness, the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, defeated Austin Aries in 18 minutes and 54 seconds. And then Roderick Strong became the #1 contender to the Ring of Honor World Championship when he defeated BJ Whitmer in 20 minutes and 11 seconds. Now, the appearance by CM Punk, I remember being shocked when I read it on the various wrestling news sites that I would check out at the time. And it's a very intriguing main event for this unscripted, because CM Punk would team up with Bryan Danielson to defeat Adam Pearce and Jimmy Rave.
Whoa.
They won that match in 29 minutes and 2 seconds. I don't believe I've ever watched the show, let alone that match, but that might be something that I will have to change to at least watch that match, because
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
yeah, that might be pretty interesting to see. But yeah, I remember seeing Punk was there, and I was like, oh my God, did Punk get fired? And I didn't know it, because I had been following his stuff in OVW, because he had not been on ECW TV yet. That wasn't a thing.
So this is post, like, the contract signing and all that kind of shit that he did. Like, he's gone.
Oh yeah,
Technically.
yeah, he's gone. He's in OVW.
So this is a big deal, like a very big, like.
Yeah, I'm sure that when he comes out, the people are going absolute apeshit.
That's pretty cool.
Because I think his last Ring of Honor show is in August of 2005. Good times, great memories, or whatever.
Right.
Against Cabana. And he starts OVW in the fall. Because he has a feud with like Brent Albright and stuff. So yeah, no, he is not an independent contractor. He's definitely signed for a few months now. So
very interesting.
But that's his final Ring of Honor appearance. I don't think he did one while AEW has owned it.
No, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, so that would be his final appearance. Although I think that when he won the title and was like threatening to go to, he should have done one at Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I definitely think they should have had him go to Ring of Honor, but
yeah, that would have been pretty cool. But what's even cooler is that we're going to start the new era of TNA. I say that every time there's a new champion. I said that for Rhino, and that era lasted 13 days.
Yeah, it's not good.
But this era of Captain Charisma, the Peep Show.
The Christian Coalition.
Christian Coalition. There you go.
That's how he rolls.
It is. It's going to start here. It's going to start here on the February 18th, 2006 episode. TNA Impact. The runtime is approximately 41 minutes and 53 seconds. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app or find it in your own personal collection. I'm going to count down from 3. And when I say play, that is when the watch along shall begin. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Bob, this is TNA, the new face of professional wrestling. Oh, yes, I forgot this happened. So Larry told Monty Brown backstage that he wanted his title shot at Destination X. He did not care.
Right, and Sabisco will let him know tonight.
And I forgot Christian was wearing his WrestleMania gear.
He also has a smoking wife.
We found that out. Also, a fun fact for you. When Matt Cardona won the NWA title, he was wearing gear that looked like Christian when he won the NWA title.
He was wearing pants like that?
Not pants. The style, though, like the white and the gold with like the design on it.
Really?
Yep.
That's funny.
Here's our intro to Impact. Oh, We put the Rhino gore through the wall into it now.
I
There's some new
figured they would
clips.
do that.
There's little new clips here. Now the main parts where everyone's like blue and yellow and red, that's all the same. But all these guys are still here, so it makes sense. Well, the impact zone's looking a little dark here. Crowd's going nuts.
See?
The new era of TNA begins here on Spike. Pow, 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 pow. Blowing our pyro budget. Fucking, we're not even 2 minutes in yet.
Do you think they do this every week?
Yeah, they do. And of course, Christian's going to start us off. You have to do that. As Christian makes his entrance here, I can't tell you the dates because my thing's not working, but there were 2 explosion matches that were filmed during this taping. We saw Elix Skipper and David Young defeat Lance Hoyt and Matt Bentley, and then Lex Levette defeated Cassidy Riley. Oh, sorry, there's 3. And then Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas defeated Mike Modest and Donovan Morgan.
Well, what? Why is Cassidy Riley losing to fucking Lex Levette?
I don't know.
Are they finally gonna push Lex Levette?
Maybe.
Because they've been teasing that for, I feel like at least a year. Because they were gonna put him with like what, Slash?
I think, is that what it was? I think so.
I think so. And do like a different new church thing.
That would have been kind of cool, I thought.
Yeah, I would have been fine with it, but
Christian's wearing the champion leather jacket tonight. He might have borrowed that from Jarrett, because remember Jarrett wore a leather jacket like twice.
Yeah.
Put the title on your shoulder. What are you doing?
is he gonna do it all dramatically?
No, he had to hold it up. I've been waiting 12 long years for this.
You already did it against all odds, though, you dumbass.
No, they did not turn the lights on yet. He still has his like strobe entrance lights going on.
Sting.
Stinger? He's dedicating his title win for everyone who's been held back, and some guy in the crowd goes, "Boo!" Oh my god!
You don't have the right. What is?
Christian he's saying.
I know he's saying other people have said that. I'm saying, what? Like, who
you don't have it. Oh my god!
Damn! What was it? Vince McMahon thought he looked like Leave It to Beaver or something like that.
Jesus.
That's what I thought it was. Now look at him.
Christian Cage.
Yeah. You can't fool us, pal. We know everything.
Nothing more than an opportunity. He made the most of his opportunity. He holding one of the most prestigious, the most prestigious title in history. Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Dusty Rhodes, Jack Briscoe, and the list goes on, and he's not going to say Jeff Jarrett.
No, he's not. Cody never won that belt, did he?
Yes.
He did?
At All In 2018.
Oh, is that where he beat Aldis for it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a very good, long or good reign, but he had it. But the moments, man.
I totally forgot it.
Oh, Monty Brown. I do think, by the way, that Christian should have probably shouted out former champions that were in TNA, maybe.
Oh, is he? It was Monty Brown is going to fight. Wait, you want him to be like Ken Shamrock? Ron the Truth Ken.
Actually, yeah, I do. Because Ken Shamrock makes a lot of sense with Spike trying to do this whole bullshit Ultimate Fighter tie-in crap, too. And
as a viewer in 2006, if he's naming dropping Tory Funk Jr., I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty prestigious.
no. And I think he should have done AJ Styles because that's AJ Styles. That's
So
how I roll, he says.
you want to put over the talent that's there.
Yes.
That sounds reasonable.
Alongside everyone who he just mentioned, all these legends. Anyways, we're backstage. I hate this Jarrett outfit, by the way, dude.
Oh my god, what is he wearing?
Orange pants, jean jacket, brown shirt.
He looks like he got pulled out of an episode from Dawson's Creek right now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. He's backstage with Gail Kim, Eric Young, and Scott D'Amore being interviewed by JB. Very interesting combination of people here.
I also just want to point out Gail Kim again. So Gail Kim.
In the back. Bob's can't help but point out she's hiding in the back. He's got his battle plan put in place. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. You're still the champ to me, Scott D'Amore says. 8-man tag at Destination X. Dude, we're getting matches the fucking left and right here.
What's the 8-man tag?
He'll tell us in a second. Sting quit after one day, he says.
Dude, you lost.
Shut up, Eric. He's telling Eric to shut up because he keeps being like he's not gone. Can I see the tape? Oh, it's a VHS tape.
A literal VHS tape. That ages this show.
Is that the tape I have? No, it's not. But
that'd be funny.
Miss Jackie, you're going to have to see. Oh, we're going to have a viewing party? One way or another, I'm going to deal with you, Jackie. So he's making it seem like this is the incriminating evidence that Alex Shelley got for him.
Right.
Still to come. Team Canada versus Team 3D. Still to come. The viewing party.
If they reveal the tape, it better be something good. I'm gonna be pissed. And speaking of pissed, you're Shannon fucking Moore.
Wow, dude. We haven't seen him since he beat AJ Styles, which is an interesting thing to say.
Also, is his name not Shannon Moore? Is it Prince of Punk now?
No, it said that before. He's still Shannon Moore.
Oh, okay. They just announced him Shannon Moore.
Yeah, they announced him Shannon Moore. Oh, let's see. I pull up my notes on my phone because nothing else is loading them. Let me see if there's anything I can give you during the entrances of this match. Oh, now they came up. That's good. Second participant, is that this Roddy Strong? It is. The TNA Impact's replay on February 6th did a .68 rating. The UFC Unleashed lead-in did a 1.08. The first run Impact going against the UFC pay-per-view on February 4th did a .72. That's not too bad.
That's kind of low. Oh, our boy Jay Lethal.
He's got like a fun song.
He's getting over, dude. He's going over.
I would say so.
Anybody but freaking Shannon Moore.
Well, Jay Lethal here, who has recently signed a contract, we're assuming.
Oh, yes.
Now, I have contract news, and this is interesting. We've talked about this here before, but now we have official word on it. TNA is trying to get all new wrestlers that sign contracts to give TNA the rights to their name for merchandising purposes. Even if you sign the rights to your name over after leaving, if you establish a prior record of that name before TNA, you can continue to use the name after leaving.
Oh, okay.
This is very important because we talked about recently, Bob. I told you about these weird, like, legend deals that some people have.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the contract. That's why, like, Abyss, he was Abyss before, during, he signed this deal, and he could theoretically use the name after. AJ Styles, same thing. Bobby Roode, same thing.
Right. So, like, with this new figure deal they have, they could basically do, like, a retro line and be like, oh, hey, here's
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why my interest is piqued in it.
Right. Well, here's the thing. They better do that. Because, like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. They're like these legacy deals.
Right.
Oh. Three-way German suplex. No, look at counter.
Do you think a guy like Kurt Angle would have done that?
I'd be shook. Oh, what a German suplex by Roderick Strong. Goes for the cover, but Shannon Moore breaks it up.
I feel like he wouldn't. I feel like he'd be like, no.
Nah, I feel like you even know. Speaking of, since you just mentioned that, yesterday, as of this recording, I posted on Twitter, but nice heel kick by Shannon Moore. I got to meet Kurt Angle at a event, like a wrestling show convention event, and he signed my TNA title, and it was pretty awesome. He was very nice. I told him how much I liked his TNA run, that it's underappreciated, and he said, "I love TNA," which don't we all, Kurt? Don't we all? Look at
Oh,
that.
nice.
Kind of like back body drop into a hurricane run on the apron.
Head scissor.
Okay, head scissor. Yeah, you're right. Whatever. It's still kind of a hurricane run, but I'll take it.
No, yeah, it is. But technically a head scissor.
Is Shannon Moore about to do a moonsault off the top?
Whoa.
Holy shit. Took out both Lethal and Roderick Strong.
I feel like if Shannon Moore were to win the X Division title, he'd put a mohawk on it.
A mohawk. Why not?
And it would just make me dislike him more. That was awesome.
Oh shit. Shannon Moore throwing his own nice T-bone suplex there. Reddick breaks up the cover though. Shannon Moore's impressing Bob right now. He's speechless.
I mean, he's doing well. I mean, I like as long as he does like X Division moves, like I'm fine. Like he might grow on me. I just don't think he really fits the division.
Lethal
And
breaking
I
up
say
the
that
cover.
as a guy like Roderick Strong isn't really a high flyer. He's more of like the vicious looking backbreakers and stuff. But I like Roddy in his shitty little boots. Oh,
Holy shit. Lethal gets the pin.
on Roddy clean. I mean that should tell you something. For not
He qualifies.
for what?
I don't know. Oh. He's going to be in Team TNA for the World X Cup.
Is that what this match was? A qualifier to be on the team?
Wait, dude, this is funny because this is one of my notes, but they didn't tell us before because they'll be doing elimination matches on TV over the next few weeks to get 4 members for Team TNA for the planned May World X Cup. Guys, it's February.
They're starting this in February. Okay. What the hell? How am I supposed to remember that for May?
They're probably not going to shut up about it.
Good Lord.
An official member of Team TNA for the World X Cup.
That was a good match.
Right. He's skyrocketing. Oh. Don West wants to talk about somebody else. Round the Truth Killings. He showed up to come to the aid of Team 3D. A video look. We're going to see a look at Ron Killings. Sounds like an excellent time to give you some more notes. Oh, he's in the studio? I thought it was going to be like match look, but it's him talking. Okay.
Every wrestler has had a rough upbringing. Rhino lived in Detroit. Ron Killings had a rough upbringing. Has anybody been like pampered?
No. Oh, it's him and Tupac. He's talking about all of the opportunities he got and how he learned to be in music and dancing. And I wish I could tell you guys all the pictures they're showing us, but I only knew Tupac.
His hair is amazing in these pictures.
Oh, yeah, dude. Syracuse? Wait, what? Did he just say he played football in Syracuse?
I don't think he did he?
Oh, no. I think he was talking about he had the opportunity because he just said, I didn't want to go to college to keep playing football.
Well, I'm going to see if he was recruited.
I don't know if I knew he was a football guy. Music, family, faith. That's all the stuff he cares about. Okay. Still to come, the viewing party.
Yeah, it doesn't say specifically where he was recruited. But it
LAX
says
in
that
action.
to make extra money, he was selling cocaine.
Yeah, I think he's been open about that.
Yeah.
James Gang being interviewed backstage. The dynamic duo rides again. It's Brian and Kip
Bitch.
James.
Oh,
He stopped him here.
Damn it.
And against all odds, you took your best shot, didn't you? Oh, Bullet Bob's here. As long as Conan is hanging with LAX, it's going to be like that. Bob Armstrong's trying to be like a cop trying to get kids off the street. He's like, man, if he's hanging out with those guys, Conan's in trouble.
Bullet Bob is trying to get in this as for a 6-man tag. Forget it. He's gonna go sign the match now.
Oh.
He's gotta get revenge for getting beat up.
BG James is like freaking out. 6-man tag team. So, is it going to be Machete? Yes, it is. Homicide, Machete, and Conan.
Yes, yeah. I don't like Machete.
Come on, dude, it's Machete.
Look at Homicide and Conan. They look like guys you don't want to mess with. And then this guy is just like.
And then there's Machete.
Yeah. He looks like a guy that would be trying to sell me something at my door.
Who in the world?
La Migra?
La Migra. It's Donovan Morgan.
That's Mike Modest.
Mike Modest, and I missed the last name, Bob. Do you have the card up that you could tell us?
Ryan Drago.
Okay. Couple debuts here.
Oh my God! It's like an immigration police. That's their gimmick.
He guessed, yeah, that's what it's short. It's short for a Spanish word. So yeah, it's literally like
so
immigration place.
And so they're fighting LAX. That can't end up well for them.
No, because LAX is beating their ass right now, dude. Oh my God, a drop kick to the nuts.
Right to the nuts by Machete to Morgan.
So remember, we've talked a lot about Donovan Morgan and Mike Modest trying to get a spot, and here they are as the immigration police.
There's no way they're gonna stick around with that type of gimmick. There's no way.
No.
There's no way. That's brutal. I wonder if it's something that they were doing.
I don't know, maybe.
Like, to me, that's something that you're doing if you're actively wrestling in Mexico or something.
Well, that's a fair, okay. Oh, nice double team move by Homicide and Machete on the other guy.
Drago.
And that's a 3.
Homicide,
yeah, it should have been. Homicide got the pin. He's got the slapjack and boom, right in the head. Remember, Conan is still having hip injury, so they've been keeping his action to a very, very minimum.
He's literally just hitting people with a slapjack.
But honestly, this is what Conan needs to be if he still wants to be like around, is like be in a group to kind of hide his injuries and like have the other guys work for him. Bullet Bob Armstrong. You interfered in my match? You think I'm afraid of you? You wanted me to assault you? I know for a fact you don't have a wrestling license. And I know for a fact you can't take me on. So if you want me on Destination X, you take your Geritol, you get your wrestling license. Because the last time we met, we sent you to the hospital. Next time it'll be permanent.
Permanently to the hospital?
I think he means he's going to kill him, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying, yeah. I don't think you can send somebody permanently to the hospital.
I guess if he was on a tube or something.
Cut it.
Well, you would think.
Oh, I only had one indie note for this whole show, and it was Homicide. He back on February 3rd, he beat Balls Mahoney at USA
wow.
Pro. So that's all it is.
Okay, we are backstage with Larry Zbyszko in a fantastic shirt and Samoa Joe. And the smirk on Larry Zbyszko's face, he's got a special announcement. Let's see what he says. I can't stress enough how proud the championship committee is of you
Brother?
winning the X Division gold, brother.
You say brother?
Mm-hmm.
Brother.
One match you have not competed in yet.
Steel cage.
The match that defines the X Division. AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe. Ultimate X. Samoa Joe's first Ultimate X. Samoa Joe says, I didn't know you were the kind of guy who makes mistakes. Zbyszko looks terrified as Joe's being like, I'm going to fucking kill everyone. Just so you know. No. This is your way of testing me, Larry? When stunts like this get pulled on me. They call you the living legend, right? They might just be calling you legend from now on.
Whoa.
Whoa, baby.
Because he's going to kill him. That's back-to-back segments about murder.
I know.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's pretty dark.
Looks like Austin Aries is coming out next. Wow. I'm assuming we're going to get in one of those elimination matches next up.
Who knows? They don't freaking tell you nothing.
Right. I got an interesting note where I don't know where it fits, so I'm going to just tell you as these guys are making their entrances. In this one, I should have teased you earlier. Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels out next. From the City of Angels. Anyways, Bill Goldberg was on the Bubba the Love Sponge show on February 8th and teased the idea of coming to TNA.
Yeah, okay.
Now, there is no deal at the present time, but as best I can tell, both sides are hopeful. It's premature to say if it's expected. The original idea broached was simply for Goldberg to make an appearance to plug the Pros and Joes show that will serve as TNA's lead-in, figuring Goldberg has long talked like pro wrestling is something of his past and he's trying to make it in acting. However, Goldberg was a lot more enthusiastic about working here. No doubt because his last match at Madison Square Garden with Brock is hardly how he'd want to have his career end. Exactly what is not determined, but if a deal is worked out, Goldberg would likely wrestle a few matches. I don't see him being the regular they build the company around like Sting is planned for this year, unless Spike is willing to kick in money. The money aspect could be difficult because Spike was a big part of Sting's deal happening. Goldberg's motivation for coming back is also a lot more than you'd think. His disdain for the guy whose name he doesn't even like to mention, which is Vince McMahon.
There's no way he's coming in here.
Never know.
No way.
By the way, Austin Aries is only fighting Daniels, so we misspoke. It is not one of those elimination matches. Speaking of Sting, though, since I just mentioned him, Dave is saying that one would certainly suspect that Sting is going to return to TV on April 13th when we go on a primetime special, which would set up for Lockdown on April 23rd, which they are expecting to be a blowaway show. Now, as things stand right now, it is more likely that the 4/13 Spike debut will be a 1-hour show than a 2-hour show, although no final decision has been made. Because, of course, TNA was pushing for a 90-minute show, but Spike is pretty negative about this. When TNA proposed the idea at recent meetings, they were told that they don't like the show to start on the half hour, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Daniels is locking in the Coquina Clutch.
Oh, I thought he was about to beat him with it.
No, because Joe came out, yeah. They called it, even though technically Joe has not hit Daniels yet, for the record. BME. Oh, but Joe held the title belt up.
Is he going to do a blade job?
That would have been a good moment to do one, but Joe with a running kick.
I didn't realize. I just realized Daniel's like the back of his neck is taped up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we got a steel chair in the ring now.
Is it because he got muscle bustered onto a chair?
Well, he's about to. Here comes AJ Styles, who then grabs the chair. Boom, right in the back of Samoa Joe.
Oh God.
Nice unprotected one in the head. Wow.
It's like he knocked a big old tree up. No kidding.
If there's
I don't
any
know how
two
I feel
people,
about this. Ultimate, man, they're burning through this three-way.
the three-way, I agree with that. This wasn't for you. He yells at Daniels and tosses the chair down.
This wasn't for you.
By the way, the Destination X poster in the background looks to appear that no one is on it.
Yeah, it's just like an X.
Yeah, just so everyone is keeping up to date with our poster talk.
You know what this means? At Lockdown, it'll be a triple threat cage match.
They might as well.
Slammiversary, triple threat reverse ladder match.
My God. We're seeing a highlight of the Ultimate X, so another note is what you get now. DDP was on the Stranglehold radio show earlier this month, and he said that he didn't leave TNA because he was asked to do a job for Monty Brown. He said they offered him a pay cut and he wasn't going to take it, and they knew he was on his way out and arranged for him to do a job. He says, quote, "I did not mind putting Monty over at all, even though I was supposed to beat him on that match, but I wasn't staying, so I was like, I'll do it, but this is what I want to happen because no one put any thought into it. And then when we did it, all the deals, everything to me, it was fine." So basically he was like, I'll do the job, but I have to hit the diamond cutter on 7 people. And Bob, I think I have one final note. And that's that house show in Plymouth that they were talking about doing on March 17th. Well, ICP will appear at the show. So
Because they're not moving tickets. So there you go.
there you go. And that is all of our notes for today's show, guys. As Team 3D is here walking backstage. What's up? What's up? What's up? Brian Kunks is here.
Oh my God. I fucking hate that.
What's up? I'm going to tell everyone a good Brother Ray story during the main event here. Bob already knows, but
I already know what.
the story I'm going to tell at the main event is from yesterday.
Oh.
I have to. I didn't think I was going to have an opportunity, but this is too good. Wait. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Paparazzi Productions viewing party. Let's go. But here comes Jackie. She just took the remote and turned it off. It's Team Canada, which is only Eric Young and Scott D'Amore here. Gail Kim, Alex Shelley. Oh, it's a copy. I'm out of here, Jeff. You wanted me out of here long enough? So now I'm gone. Wait, is she quitting? Wait, we made a deal that you were going to be with us. Oh, he said, I'm going to give you the opportunity to be with us. And she goes, not if you're the last man on earth. What if I had the tape had the possibility of ending up on the internet? You would not go that low.
They're making it sound like it's a sex tape.
Yes. I bet you there's a scandal in pop culture at this time of a sex tape coming out. And so they're trying to tease it. Listen, honey. I'm your boss. Oh, God. Did he get this gimmick from Vince? Do you see what's happening here, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I didn't like that. That's quid pro quo. I just took a sexual harassment training. Sting is gone. He's yelling at Eric Young here. I love you like a brother, though, man. Okay, we're getting a better look at the Destination X poster, and it looks like it's actually the Ultimate X with the title hanging on it is what's on the poster. But Alex, go prove to this guy that Sting is a quitter. Go get on a plane to LA and get in Sting's personal life. Film his old lady when he goes to the PTA meeting. The snotty-nosed kids. Whatever if you have to go. Prove to me with footage that Sting is a quitter. Oh, Gail Kim was like, Jackie, we're going to have so much fun. Welcome aboard, Jackie.
Oh, okay. Demore was creepy as fuck with that.
Did you see what Jarrett... I don't know if you really saw what Jarrett was doing, but it was not good.
What was he doing?
He was like touching her hair and is like, well, I'm your boss, Jackie. And that's why I said, is it Vince McMahon?
Well, okay, yeah, touching the hair, that's not really sexual, right? That could just be saying that she has nice hair.
No, it is. I did a training, and they literally did that exact same thing in my training. You can't go up to someone and touch their hair and be like, I'm your boss, honey. You can't do that.
Sure you can.
No, you fucking cannot.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Maybe at your work.
There's a lot you can do.
Fuck. Katie Williams, A1, and Bobby Roode here, who have not been shown at all with the rest of Team Canada tonight, which is odd, but they're here.
But okay, so the suggestion there with Gate and stuff was definitely like a sex tape or something.
I feel like that's what they're trying to tease.
That's what they got to be hinting at.
Here comes Ron Killing. Guys, we're getting ready for a main event. 32 minutes, 56 seconds here.
I like how like WWE named him just R-Truth. They're like, okay, his nickname is Truth and his name's Ron R-Truth. Perfect. Simple and effective.
Here comes his tag team partners, one of Bob's favorite tag teams.
Yep.
Brother Ray, Brother Devon.
I'm telling you, dude, as soon as they win the tag titles, there's nothing you can do with them. There's nothing else.
Well, we're really milking it to get to that point.
Oh, we're absolutely.
It's good for them. I'm still shocked, to be honest with you, that they didn't win it within the first month they were here.
I would be surprised if they're not champions by Slammiversary.
Lockdown. AMW Team 3D cage match. That could be pretty good.
Maybe.
Although with how the feuds have been going, they're going to be in lethal lockdown. I bet. I doubt they're going to do a tag match.
So, you think it'd be Jarrett, Monty, and AMW as a team?
Yeah, I guess so.
Against
like Team 3D, what? Team 3D Rhino and Cage or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Or yeah, I feel like
That's
okay, as this match is picking up and Team 3D is doing the same three moves they do every match, they'll tag team leg drop. So
side slam leg drop combo, dude. Come on, that's new. 2 counts.
So the same thing where I met Kurt Angle, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna meet the Nasty Boys. They're here. They're like a legendary team. This would be kind of cool, and their price was really good. So, anyways, I kept telling Bob I was going to go up and be like, hey, I loved your match with Team 3D in 2010. I loved you guys in TNA. So instead of directly saying that, I started it off with like, oh man, like your guys' brawls in WCW, like so awesome. And then Knobs goes, oh yeah, WWF. And then I was like, and TNA. And then he goes, yeah, Bubba Ray Dudley, he's a pussy. He was in the office. He didn't want to work with us and this and that. And he was kind of rambling. But essentially, I mean, I got fucking dying. Dude, Brian Knobs sitting there like, Bubba Ray's a pussy.
Yeah. Jerry Sag's looking pretty good.
Yeah, he was. And then the other, not less TNA part of this is they were like, oh, you got a Bullet Club jacket. Are they still a thing? And I was like, yeah, Bullet Club's like, they're all over. They're in Japan. They're in TNA, whatever. And then all of a sudden, Brian Knobs is like, what happened to the Young Bucks? I was like, what do you mean? Well, no one's popping for him anymore. I was like, what? What's happening right now? I'm talking to the Nasty Boys about the Young Bucks not getting a pop. Apparently, it was insane.
A1 working over Killings here with a back break. Puts him in the tree of whoa! Which probably means Petey's going to step on his nuts.
Yeah, he is, because here it comes.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Canada.
They're keeping the ring separated, keeping Killings into their corner.
That's just good tag team wrestling.
That's right. Good 6-man tag team wrestling at that. We should have a trios title.
No, we don't need that. You don't need to have too many titles. Keep it simple. Have your world, a mid-card, X division, and tag. And if you were to develop a women's division, have a women's title.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You don't need to have 7 mid-card titles and 3 tag team titles. You don't. How many titles are in AEW? About 57?
If you're talking about just AEW titles, there's at least 30, but...
Well, there you go. So...
if you're counting Ring of Honor, you're going to lose count.
I may have lost the AEW Continental Championship, but as a result, I'm the number 1 contender for the Ring of Honor television title, so I'm going to go for that one. All right. Bye. Ooh, stunner by Killings to Petey out of a suplex attempt. But Killings has been beaten down. He is exhausted. Can he potentially make the hot tag? I would assume he will, and he dives, and here comes the shredded Devon. Cleaning house punch for Rude.
Devon,
punch for A1.
He's cleaning house here, bro.
Backdrop for Rude. See ya. A1. Neckbreaker down. Clothesline for Rude. Brother Ray's is like, I'm going to hang out on the apron this entire match. Forearm by Devon to A1. Jesus, Devon's on fire. Lifting, reverse DDT to Rude. Cover him. 1, 2. Oh, but the Canadians breaking him.
It's like the curtain call, dude. Was he Goldust?
Oh, it was. Yeah, it's pretty much, that is pretty much what it is. Brother Ray, though, came in and made the save. He decided to do something.
Yeah, well, he didn't want to work with the Nasty Boys.
No.
He was in the office, you pussy.
He was.
Setting up for
He also didn't tell Hulk Hogan about him and his daughter. Why is he spinning like that? Devon with a headbutt.
Yeah, why did he spin him?
I don't know. Make him dizzy. Oh, boom. Back suplex neckbreaker combo for Petey. Tag in Ron. Oh, A1 slammed by Ray.
You want Killings to do it now with probably the leg drop?
Are they doing the what's up? No. Oh.
Oh.
Leg drop to the nuts.
He's yelling at the Brother Ray's like pointing at the crowd. Oh,
Devon! Wait, you're not
Killings.
Devon, you're Ron. Dumbass.
Wait, did he actually call him Devon?
Yeah, I think so. But, because the whole cliche.
He's not supposed to say it, but he just did.
That's all right.
He's like, sorry. Get the tables. We're crossing the 40-minute mark, so we're counting down here at the end of our show.
A1 has gotten control with some elbows to Ron. Oh, A1's got Truth going for a slam. No, he gets into the ropes. Killings with a kick. Spin off the ropes. Scissor kick.
X kick.
X kick. 1, 2, 3. Clean in the middle. That's what A1 is essentially for. Just
here comes AMW, though. Don't get to celebrate.
Oh, great.
Oh, he's got the handcuffs. Well, Truth and Rhino against AMW next week on Impact, I think they just said.
Yeah. Speaking of Rhino, Storm bad drop to the floor. Uh-oh, Harris, turn around. Hurt, no, Gordon.
That was awesome. That was really good.
They're getting a tag title shot. Since when are they number one contenders?
This is what happens when you don't have a ranking system, okay?
Okay. Well, I'd rather this than a ranking system, personally.
Oh, hold on. Backstage, Monty Brown. You're about to get your title shot. He goes, yeah, it's about time. What about Christian? I'm about to show you right now how to hunt. Oh, he just barged in Christian's locker room, and we're going off the air.
I'm sure he's having a nice conversation. Like, hey, man, good luck.
I'm sure that's definitely what's happening.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Hey, Bob, what'd you think of that episode of Impact?
That was all right. That was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Thumbs up.
Yeah,
I think it was a good post pay-per-view show. We heard from our champion.
Yeah.
We got some good X Division action. And the main event, I don't think, was too bad. So I think it was overall a good show.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm kind of intrigued with the whole Jackie Gata thing. I mean, it was definitely uncomfortable what they were.
I did not like it, to be honest. I
suggesting that she's the way that I'm interpreting it. They didn't outright say it, but like, we'll release this on the internet. I mean, what would you not want released on the internet? A sex tape, right? I mean, that's got to be what they're suggesting.
Yeah, I mean, just for fun, I'm trying to see if anything was Oh, is this? Hold on. I think there's a big one on in 2006. I just saw
Paris Hilton.
Nope, oh wait, hold on. No, that's 2004.
What's 04? Paris?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dustin Diamond, 2006.
Oh my god, they're going off that.
Well, it doesn't have a date, so I don't know truly when it was. We're pretty early in 2006 right now. Yeah. Kim Kardashian's 2007, so. Now, Paris Hilton did an interview in 2006 where she talks about not making money from it. Pam Anderson's is 2005. So we're definitely around that era of celebrity sex tape scandal things. So they're definitely pulling from it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I guess so she's getting blackmailed into being part of the. Do you think it's a sex tape with Jarrett?
No. You think?
Because she wants the tape. Jarrett has it. I don't know, man. That's weird.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, dude, there's more. There's one with Colin Farrell and Nicole Narain. It was recorded in 2003, but it appeared on the internet in January 2006.
Oh, well, then that might be what we're looking at.
There's a couple other, apparently there's a Wikipedia page you can learn about this. It says Carolyn Murphy's ex-husband, Jake Schroeder, tried to sell one from a 1999 honeymoon in January 2006. This Jake Schroeder guy was arrested and charged with extortion of trying to sell it. And then it eventually leaked on the internet in April 2006 anyways. So there's like a lot of stuff here in early 2006 apparently that this could theoretically be mentioning. Or making reference of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm fine with like pulling from the headlines and stuff, but it makes for kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Thing, and now she's going to be like apparently held hostage over this.
Yeah, that's the part I don't like about it, to be honest.
Which I mean, I think the end game here is like initially she's like blackmailed, but then she's just probably going to be part of it.
Well, that seems to be a very common trope here. Is like, I hate you. Okay, I'll work with you.
You're not a bad guy after all.
You're not a bad guy. Yeah. But needless to say, not a bad episode, Impact. I'm looking forward to our next episode as we are marching toward Destination X. We already got some matches. We got Joe Daniels Styles Ultimate X for the X Division title. We have Christian Cage versus Monty Brown. Shaping up to be a pretty decent show already, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's too bad. And we've already announced several of them on the show, so we can build up the next 3 weeks to see there. Also important to note that Abyss was not on the show. Not even really mentioned. So I wonder.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
A little while, so. But we'll see. All right, that's gonna wrap up this week. We'll be back next week for the February 25th edition of Impact. But until then, for Dallas Gridley, I'm Colling Jr. and this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.